Well, the leaders are already gathered at the building of the Museum of Modern Art, which is right behind me. We are here at the Media Center in Rio de Janeiro, and we have already President Lula da Silva has delivered his opening statement for this first session this morning, and he has again mounted a strong defense of multilateralism. He actually said that multilateralism is at an all-time low and that countries have to get together to defend it and to make important decisions for the world to be taken together and in consensus. He also made references to peace and security around the world. He again used the word genocide, a very strong word, to refer to the Israeli attacks in Gaza, and said that Brazil had already condemned as well the conflict in Ukraine and that the world has to get together to discuss all this. All this reflects actually the theme of this first session, which is global peace and security and reform of the global governance, particularly speaking about the United Nations and the United Nations Security Council. That's an old demand of Brazil, decades old actually, that a reform should happen within the United Nations Security Council. In the afternoon, there will be another important session. There's one focused on multilateralism and more specifically on important economic and trade issues concerning multilateralism, and also a point that Brazil has been raising particularly over the last couple of months in the run-up here to the BRICS meeting, which is the use of artificial intelligence and how the international community has also to get together to discuss limits and how to regulate the use of artificial intelligence. There's much concern in Brazil actually this year, as there will be a presidential election next year, and we've seen already the use of artificial intelligence to mislead public opinion, and so this is a concern of Brazil also being brought here to this big gathering. Tomorrow there will be yet another session, and this other one will focus particularly on issues of environment and climate change, another big thing for countries, for the whole world, but we can see that particularly for the global South countries gathering here. Now, also another important aspect of gatherings like this are the possibility of bilateral meetings between the leaders gathered here, and one of the important ones we had yesterday was between President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and the Premier of China, Li Qiang. We have a report here of what has been discussed, and there were those big issues that are always on the table, for example, multilateralism again, and also preparations for the climate conference, the COP30, that's scheduled to happen also here in Brazil in the month of November in the city of Belém, and also more specific things to the agenda between Brazil and China, particularly having to do with agriculture. There is a concern with avian flu in Brazil that has blocked partially Brazil's exports of poultry, and President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva wanted to discuss this here with Premier Li Qiang. So that's it. Very important discussions pertaining to the global South and the whole world happening here at the Museum of Modern Art in Rio de Janeiro in this beautiful sunny day. We'll be here following everything and bringing you updates.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. That's Paulo Cabral in Rio.